3,200 years ago, a civilization in East Asia forged gold masks using the same technique as Mycenae, but these masks were for rituals, not burials. What were they hiding? In the spring of 1929, a Chinese farmer named Yan Daoqing was repairing an irrigation tool when his shovel hit something hard. What he unearthed, jade artifacts buried in the Sichuan Basin, rewrote history 57 years later. These jade artifacts were not ordinary objects, they were precious relics from ancient times. But no one knew then that this was just the tip of Sanxingdui's secrets. In 1934, American archaeologist David Crockett Graham led the first scientific excavation here. His diary, now preserved in the Smithsonian, describes the site as the Geomantic Omen Center of Guanhan, a place where ancient people buried their most precious treasures. But the excavation stopped after only 10 days. Local armed forces disrupted the work, forcing the team to withdraw, leaving the core secrets buried underground. Time jumped to July 1986, when construction workers accidentally found two pits. The moment archaeologists opened the pits, a bronze world no one had imagined appeared. Inside were a 3.96-meter tall bronze sacred tree with dragon patterns on its branches, and a 2.62-meter tall standing bronze figure in elaborate robes, as if holding something in its hands. Lead archaeologist Chen Dian recalled, "It was like opening a time capsule from an unknown kingdom. Every object inside exceeded our understanding." In 2021, a half-melted gold mask unearthed from Pit 5 made global headlines. The mask is only 0.2 millimeters thick, revealing masterful hammering techniques identical to those used for Mycenaean death masks 3,000 years ago. But there's a key difference. Greek masks mimicked real faces for burials, while Sanxingdui's masks are oversized with protruding eyes and ears designed for ritual displays. In 2023, conservators found symmetrical feather patterns on the calves of a kneeling bronze figure, 12 curved tips arranged into rows, identical on both sides. These patterns are not random. Similar motifs appear on jade artifacts from multiple sites along the Yangtze River, proving a shared language of symbols back then. But surprisingly, no written language has been found at Sanxingdui. Ran Honglin, head of the Sanxingdui excavation team, said, "We've checked every artifact with high-resolution scanners, and only found 7 pottery markings too few to decode." But surprisingly, no written language has been found at Sanxingdui. Ran Honglin, head of the Sanxingdui excavation team, said, "We've checked every artifact with high-resolution scanners, and only found 7 pottery markings too few to decode." But archaeologist Wang Wei argues this doesn't mean it wasn't a civilization. The Inca had no writings either. But no one doubts the sophistication of the Inca civilization. From 2019 to 2022, 17,000 artifacts were unearthed from 6 new pits, revealing remarkable technologies. Take the bronze sun, similar in shape to those from the Shang Dynasty in the Central Plains, but X-rays show Sanxingdui artisans' ingenuity. They welded bronze birds onto the sun's shoulders, merging Central Plains technology with their own creativity. The key lies in the casting method. Unlike Western lost wax castings, Sanxingdui used sectional clay molding, piecing together multiple clay molds to create massive statues. This technique was imported from the Yellow River Valley, but Sanxingdui artisans took it to new heights. Even organic materials survived. In 2023, scientists found silk fibers on an ivory fragment, proof that Sanxingdui traded with distant regions, as sericulture silk production required specialized knowledge. Archaeologist Hua Wei explained, "These are not isolated masterpieces, they are evidence of a trading network." Sanxingdui was not closed off, it was always communicating with the outside world. For decades, scholars debated, was Sanxingdui a lost civilization isolated from the rest of Asia? Now evidence gives the answer no. Gold working techniques traced to the Eurasian steppes, proving ideas and technology spread east 4,000 years ago. Jade Kong cylinders found in the new pits are identical to those from the Liangzhu civilization 1,000 years earlier. proving cultural continuity along the Yangtze. Even the seashells in the pits come from the South China Sea, 2,000 kilometers away. The most surprising link? A bronze figure holding a dragon-headed scepter. The dragon motif is common in the Shang Dynasty, but the scepter's shape resembles those from Southeast Asia. Historian Li Zhenwei said, "This is how civilizations grow, they borrow, adapt, and innovate." In 2023, the new wing of the Sanxingdui Museum opened, displaying 600 never-before-seen artifacts. Among them is a reconstructed altar made from 7 fragments found in 4 different pits. Using 3D scanning and AI, conservators restored the altar built by ancient artisans 3,000 years ago, a testament to the organizational skills of that civilization. In fact, the ancient code is not just in the artifacts, but in their connections. Look at the gold mask, and you see the same technique as Mycenae. Look at the bronze sun, and you see Central Plains technology reimagined. Look at the silk fibers, and you see a trade network linking East Asia. Ran Honglin, holding a newly cleaned jade hang, said, "We used to think of civilizations as separate, but Sanxingdui shows civilizations have always been talking to each other. 3,000 years ago, they left no words, but their gold, bronze, and jade still speak." What more stories will we hear next?